Hi, so welcome to a new episode. Continued right from the where I left it. Um, we're continuing with the playthrough of the TCG shop manager and the yeah pattern, like they said, right? So let me think. Oh, I was thinking about playing 7 Days to Die. By the way, I don't know if anyone is interested in that, but I'm gonna play it. Maybe I'll boost up the rates of experience, or maybe I'll play Arc. Some of the games that the girls in Hollow have played, because they seem kind of fun. I played Ark in the past, but honestly, I probably can't play it again. And 7 Days today, I still it's like this. I'm not sure what is a good stopping point, right? Like for example, I don't know if there's a point where you wanna stop, or you have for example, 100 days or 100 raids or something like that objective of surviving, or as hard as you can go. For example, hardcore. But I'm not good enough on 7 days to do hardcore. I've done hardcore before, but usually it doesn't last that long because at some point I get distracted or some bullshit happens. Even I lagged before. I have died in hardcore playthroughs, so I'm not that a big fan of hardcore. But maybe a chill playthrough like this one, right? Now think about it, and even if I'm not funny, I think I can at least give long playthroughs of chill playthroughs where you can watch and really not think about a lot. I don't know if I talk a lot. I think I'm a very silent person, but I've been told that I'm not really as silent as I think I am. So maybe I speak a lot. Who knows? Let's see. Oh yeah, 7 Days to Die. I'm not really into that. Big into zombies. I don't really like them that much. For example, I think zombies are kind of disgusting. I really don't like them. They're kind of gross. I don't know if you guys understand me. Zombies can be really, really gross because they're literally rotting flesh. So uh, that I really don't like that. So, but I guess if I treat them like monsters, I can play it. I played a little bit of it before, but not too long. I believe 1 or 2 hours. So I know the basic controls, or I used to know the basic controls. I don't remember them right now, but in the past I used to know a little bit of it, at least the basics. So I might do a playthrough of that. I don't know if you guys will be interested, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna kinda tired of the gacha games, if I'm being honest. Because yeah, sure, the history is good sometimes, but a lot of the times it's also really frustrating how it's always the power creep and new characters, and after a while you have a good enough account that you don't really need some of the upgrades unless you really want to keep up with beating all the content. And even if you do, there's not much payoff in that. So I've been thinking about more about games that I can feel something, I achieved something. So I don't know. So I may do some playthroughs of games that have whoa, a ghost card, nice. finite history. Yay, the third ghost card. Nice. Like for example, I don't know, wanted to do a playthrough of Silent Hill. Silent Hill is not zombies, right? I'm not sure. But I'm gonna do the old ones because I don't have the money for the new ones. But it should be a good experience anyway. So, 7 Days to Die, right? I saw the girls playing it and I thought to myself, well, this game looks kinda fun, but I'm not sure it seems really grindy. Like you have to grind for the EXP and also books for the skills. And also apparently you can have cars and other stuff, so I think the game could go on for a really long time if you are not used to it. But maybe I can tweak with the settings so that I can have more, for example, more resources when I mine, or more loot, or maybe more XP, or shorter days so that the raids are more dynamic. Because right now the girls are doing it 2 streams for 1 raid, right? So I think that's really slow. I don't think it's really that good to be that slow. But at the same time, it has a charm, right? And also, I don't know if I'll enjoy it all by myself, right? So I wanna try it out. Also wanna try all the Silent Hills. 1 through all of them. I don't know how many there are. Maybe I'll start playing the Resident Evils. Maybe, if I have money. Or maybe some classic games, right? Some old games. I might set up such a list of the games that were successful. And maybe think about which ones I can play. But some of them are really hard to get, I think. So I don't know. So I have Outlast. Now that I think about it, I bought it some time ago because I wanted to try some horror games. I'm not good with horror, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I kinda don't scream, but I do get scared, so I'm not good with horror. I don't know. I am kinda people that get scared, and it can startle me, and I'll make noise, but I'll also be silent. If I'm really scared, I'll become silent. And not everything scares me. There are some things that don't make sense that scare me. For example, I don't know if you've seen the game where you act. What was his name? Among the Sleep? I think it was the name. The game where you're a baby and you kinda go around and they tell you a story. That game scares me, and I don't know why. It's something subconscious. I don't know why, but I can feel that sensation of fear creeping up on me, which is weird. It's really weird because other games that are supposed to be scary don't really affect me at all. And I cannot give a reason why that one specifically scares me. But it does. It's odd. Well, in 7 Days to Die, right? I wanted to try out a few things. For example, I wanted to make maybe a bike, a car. I don't know what you can make, but I saw that you can make something like that, and maybe get out to, I don't know, 4 or 5th grade with the solo setup to see if I can make it. I don't know how hard it gets. So yeah, also wanna try the Legend of Zelda games and some games of Nintendo, but I'm not sure about trying Nintendo games, but because I've heard they actually hit. They are not very friendly to people on the internet. So I'm not sure if wanna get close to them. So I'll try some horror games. I'll try some survival games. I may try some story games, right? But I'm not sure which ones. For example, I heard that this game, what was its name? Where you are on space? It's a horror game. I can't remember the name. Maybe fun, but I'm not sure. Also, the one that's named Soma, and maybe some platformers. I'm not bad at them, but I'm not really that good either. So maybe a painful experience to watch, right? I'm not a huge Sonic fan, for example. I've never played Sonic games, so cannot say I'm gonna play them. But I might try out one that had the like pets you can raise to battle. That seems interesting. So yeah, I might try that one out. Also, what other games wanna try out? I'm not sure. I'm kinda burned out on gacha, I mean honest, so I'm just gonna try something new. The gacha games are good because they keep me entertained, right? But at the same time, it also make me bored after a while, so I'm not sure if it's worth it to play gachas. So yeah, it's been 10 days already. So wait, no, I just started recording, right? I'm sorry, guys. I'm for you guys is a day or 2 day after, but for me it's just continuous playthrough. So let's pay the bills and close the shop for the day. Yeah, it's only been 10 minutes. This might be the last video I'll do in this game. Because I know people are not really that interested. Oh yeah, open. I mean, it's a seasonal game, right? I know people enjoy it for a while, but after a while, pretty much every single streamer and people that play game have played it. So at that point, what can you do, right? It's already everything that could be done. It has been done. So yeah, I'm burned on gacha, and I wanna try something else. Also, the gacha sphere, honestly, unless you make guides, it's not really that worth it because there's too many content creators playing gacha. They are good games, don't get me wrong. I believe that since so much money flows into them, the gacha games actually have really good quality, and they are kinda hard at the beginning, but they become easier as the longer you play. And you learn some strategies, right? For example, you don't go after every banner. You save up for instead of horizontal investment, you do vertical investment, which is basically buying copies of the same character for it to be stronger, or buying their weapon for it to be stronger, and stuff like that, right? But at the same time, there's just so much you can do without spending money, and they are designed for you to spend money, right? For you to don't waste your life away doing the things that I do for having the a little bit of power the other ones have, right? And I actually don't hate whales because they keep the game alive, and since they keep the game alive, well, I can play, and at the same time, some of them make guides, and you can save up a lot of time and testing to them, right? So they're not bad, but at the same time, I understand the pride you have as a free-to-play player, right? Because I've seen it, right? People that have, for example, when you beat a whale with with a free account, you really feel good because you did something they couldn't, right? But at the same time, maybe the whale really doesn't play that much, plays, I don't know, once or twice a month, and uses money to pretty much compensate for their lack of time, because sometimes they are just really busy people. There are some high performance, I'm sorry, whales out there, so that, for example, have two jobs or work in a company and do ton of stuff to have a ton of money. So yeah, you can respect them on other stuff than beside the game, right? Also, if you had money to spare, probably you would spend it on games too, right? Or the thing that you enjoy. So there's no shame in that. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm gonna leave gacha space for a while. Maybe I'll continue to do those challenges. Maybe I'll upload the bits of history they do with, for example, and I've been playing Wuthering Waves. I have not uploaded a video on Wuthering Waves because the first day I tried to play Wuthering Waves, my computer kinda crashed, and I had a few hours of footage, like 4 or 5 hours of footage, and it was corrupted and lost. So I got demotivated because I put a lot of effort into it, and I didn't want to upload, but I didn't really want to quit, so I continued playing, and I have a I know a fairly strong account, but I believe people are not playing that game that much anymore, so it's not really that much of a good thing for me to upload videos on it. I played the whole history of Honkai Star Rail, but at the same time, it doesn't perform that well. The videos are really watched once or twice by people, and most of the people just wanna watch how you do certain challenges. And even if you watch them, they usually watch a minute or two of those. So they wanna watch the end, or they wanna watch some fights, and that's it. So really, the only way that you can survive on the gacha sphere as a content creator is either you are really funny and you have a good personality that can carry you to the game, or you make guides. Literally, that's that. Oh, another ghost card, nice. So yeah, the legendary packs are actually good for ghost card. What it seems now, they're even with the common packs on my account on this game. So yeah. These two come from legendary packs. So nice. Oh my god, again, I'm run out of these things. Let's buy again 18 of those. It really gives me not that much XP, huh? Does unlocking stuff give me XP? It doesn't give me XP, just a waste of money. Waste of money. Is it even cheaper? 32. 32. It's not even cheaper, man. It's actually more expensive. Not worth it. Not worth it. Can I unlock something interesting at least? I mean, I could start using this one instead of the other one, but it's almost the same, so it doesn't matter. The most effective one, I think it was this one or this one. I'm not interested in this one. These figures only have 2 per package, so they're not worth it. Not worth it, not worth it. Not really worth it. Maybe this one. Yeah, the only one that really seems to be worth it is this one or this one. Booster packs. I want the legendary ones, but is legendary the last? No. At level 25, I'll get the Destiny. But I don't think the Destinies are worth it. Because if they're just a new type of collection, they probably have a lower chance of getting Ghost Card. Because they have more cards in them. Yeah, a lot of things don't seem to be really worth it. Level 24 for this one. 6 and 12. What's the name of this thing? Claim? Oh. Can I even see it here? $15. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Necromonsters. It's 6. It's not worth it either. Well, I'll continue to open this one soon. Just to get rid of the regular packs. Maybe I'll get lucky and get a ghost card here too. You see, they give me almost the same experience as the other ones, so it's really not worth it to... If you wanna level up, just open basic packs, honestly. It's better. So let's see. Oh yeah, I was talking about guide making, right? I've seen some people that literally just copy, for example, they speak Chinese and they copy the Chinese guides, or they speak English and they copy to Spanish, right? For example, the guides, which is fine, I guess. You add value and you translate it for people that cannot speak English, right? But at the same time, it's kind of, I don't know. It's more successful than whatever the hell I'm doing, right? So cannot really criticize him for doing that. So yeah, and wondering if maybe if I were a streamer, maybe I went there on day one, but like I said, my computer and my internet maybe not good enough for doing that. I had to try, but I'm kind of scared of streaming. For example, here playing games by myself in the middle of the night is not that bad. But it would be nice to have something to bounce off, right? To have chat say something, or maybe even sometimes give me an answer. It would be nice. Also, could be annoying because chat always thinks they know everything, and many times they don't. But sometimes there's people that are really good at the game you're playing in the chat, or that have already seen someone play it, and someone that really knows what they're doing. So they'll help you pass through the hurdles of doing something faster. So yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, also it seems kind of hard to get discovered in Twitch and YouTube. Well, I don't even know if I can get discovered by streaming. I don't have that mindset of the let's do 100 things at the same time so that you to keep you engaged, Mr. Beast type of content, right? But maybe things don't need to be always that fast. But I guess we're used to that. Let's see. Very nice. I like to see the shelf full. Let's put this one. Oh yeah. What was I talking about? Mr. Beast, I think. Yeah, I think Mr. Beast did some damage to the to the YouTube sphere, if I'm being honest. More beyond his way of doing things, or if he's guilty of anything that which I don't know. I really don't know. But the way he created content is always kinda pushing and pushing and pushing, and there's a point where you cannot push anything while being genuine with the way you're doing things, and you have to fake it. That's what I think happens. Because honestly, many of the challenges that are fake with him, the timer being set up so that it says it's 1 second, 2 seconds off the timer so that it gives dramatic effect. It's something natural that you can do, and I don't think it really matters that much. But other things that he has done are really kind of shitty. But those are still not proven by a court, so have to see if there's a lawsuit against him. It will come out, I think. So I don't know. But what I mean by saying that he damaged the spear is because the shotgun time approach that it gives you a stimuli and then another, and you have to keep each 2 minutes, each minute it gives you something new to keep your mind entertained, right? Middle of the video, 10,000, $100,000 challenge and stuff like that, no? So I don't know. And with the creation of AI, it's gonna be harder to tell. If, for example, some of the challenges he used to do, I believe there were the challenges where he used to, I think, count 100,000 times or something like that. Something that was really obsessive behavior. Maybe not the most sane thing to do, if I'm being honest, but he used to do that, right? So it set up a standard for people to, if you wanna match up to him or grow to his number, because his number is huge, you have to do those kind of things, right? But at the same time, I think there's value in seeing someone chop up wood in the forest, right? For example, or seeing someone play a long playthrough of a game, or maybe seeing someone enjoy his way through a game that is not that good, like you see with the Hololive girls. Not that they are bad at every game. For example, Botan is really good at shooters, and Gura is really good at uh, rhythm games. So, but for example, you wanna see them struggle with puzzles, math, or even just discover Minecraft, right? There's value in many things that the kind of wave of creators that Mr. Beast created is damaging the way we consume things. Also, TikTok, the constant feeding your brain with small things to keep you entertained for hours, to keep you always hooked on the platform is kind of toxic because these platforms want you to live here and YouTube to never go out, to never do other stuff than to be on YouTube. But there's many things to do, right? I used to never want to go out, but lately I've been thinking about it. Maybe worth it to go out once in a while to see a movie or maybe even go camping. Let's buy some stuff. Let's buy 16 of this. Let's pay the bills. So yeah, it's not that bad, honestly. Maybe if someday I have money, maybe I'll miss the days where I was this broke as I am today. But I don't think so. Well, maybe I won't get money. Who knows? Yeah, having the shelves refilled is nice. I like it. Now let's see. Did I buy too much? There's two more spaces. And there's two more boxes. No, I didn't buy too much. Let's buy more of those things that I'm selling. Yeah, it might not seem like I'm making a profit, but I actually am. If you consider that I've been opening boxes non-stop, boxes of cards, and I'm not selling the cards. So, wasn't there supposed to be another one? Huh. Maybe I miscounted. Oh, there's two here. Or whatever. So yeah, Mr. Beast, right? There's a ton of creators I don't know. I used to know a lot of them. I used to watch PewDiePie. I used to watch Markiplier. I used to watch Jacksepticeye. I also watched Cryotic before he got cancelled. And even watched some of the... I know he's not really liked right now, but Girard, the completionist, and some other creators from that, Jesse Cox and Dodger and Stripping and all those guys, I used to watch a lot. I really liked them, but I stopped watching them after some time because, well, sometimes you just drift off, right? Start watching something else. I got really into League and was not much of a casual game enjoyer, and Dodger plays a lot of story games and stuff like that. So it's not that bad. I like her content. I think she's a nice girl. But I also enjoy the content of his husband, the Stripping, because he makes it really fun. I used to enjoy chaotic content before he was cancelled and got out of the internet. But it kinda sours the experience, right? After you know some things, you don't see the content the same way you did. And with, for example, Girard, it was the completionist. It was kinda. I always saw them as the one of the good guys, like they say, right? But I don't see him as a bad guy right now. But I don't know if I can trust him, and that kinda doesn't wanna make me watch him that much. But the same thing happened to me with Ninja Sanji, for example, right? But I guess it's all what you can see and what people show you, right? People can be really shitty persons and portray themselves as perfect, right? Or they can say one thing and do other. That's kind of hard. I guess same thing happened with normal celebrities. For example, I met some football players because in my family they used to like football a lot. So and soccer for you Americans, but football for most of the world. It was it was okay to meet them, and I was starstruck the first time I met them, right? But After a while, you realize they're just people that got famous and didn't have money, and now they have money, right? Some of them are the average person you can find, but others are really, really not that nice person when you met them. When you meet them, pardon. Sorry, a little bit Spanish sipped out. So I used to have a fully signed soccer ball with the names of my favorite team, but I don't know where it is. I don't know where it ended up, if I'm being honest. And I miss some things about going to a stadium. It has its charm. I know many people don't go to stadiums or concerts, but it has its charm. The crowd really gets, I don't know, the energy seeps in through you. Even if you are very introvert, you might find yourself screaming with the crowd and doing things you usually don't do. So it's not a bad experience. I think about those things a lot. That many things that happen to us happen to older generations in different ways. For example, the don't meet your heroes thing they always say, right? I mean, they say it because it makes sense because it happened to many people that met someone that was famous and turned out to be an asshole, which I guess is pretty common. Mm, I mean, you have less patience, you have less time, and some people are rude to you, and sometimes you don't want to have an interview, but people keep annoying you. So sometimes I guess I can understand why, but at the same time, some people do really shitty stuff, like scam their fans and steal from them or do other awful things to them. So yeah, I guess life is always repeating itself. For example, conflicts that were relevant yesterday are relevant today because things were really not solved by our parents or their grandparents or whatever. The people that was so alive during that time. Some things might have gotten worse. Something might have gotten better. So it's constantly the same thing, right? Someone might grow up to power or fame and do shitty stuff, or someone that was unexpected got into a position that you wouldn't think about it, right? For example, I always think that, for example, Subaru, the Hololab girl, I specified Hololab girl because I know Subaru is um car a car that you can buy, and I guess other people may be called Subaru. I don't know. I'm not into. I'm not sure about Japanese name. Subaru, I believe, lied to her. How do you say it? Lied to her teeth. Lied a lot to get into her life because she only wanted a job. Because her house burned down, I believe. So it was an unexpected person, right? But it doesn't mean that she did a bad job or that she does a bad job. It's just unexpected for someone to get into a position they get. Sometimes life just pushes them into that position, right? So it's kind of fascinating. But for example, this actor that, what was his name? The one that did Indiana Jones, I believe he was the one. He was doing the props for the set in one of the Star Wars movie, I believe, and got scouted that way. I believe, I'm not sure of the history, but I believe someone like that, something like that happened to someone famous. What was Henry Ford? No, that's not his name. Harrison Ford. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Really, it's not my country, the United States, so I don't remember celebrities as well as you do. For some reason, the people of the United States, remember the names of a lot of celebrities and are very aware of what they do and what they say. But yeah, I believe life is a very weird thing. Sometimes really unexpected things happen to people. I guess I'll upgrade the second chapter. Though it's pointless because it's empty, but whatever. So yeah. Yeah, I believe it was Harrison Ford. I'm sorry if I'm getting the name wrong. But he was Indiana Jones. The guys that shot the guy with the whip, the famous meme. Or it was swords? I can't remember. The other guy was flailing his swords and Harrison Ford takes out a gun and shoots him. Or Indiana Jones. I always found it funny, right? It's a simple solution, but I guess it's true. Don't bring a sword to a gunfight, right? Yeah, that's really funny. I don't watch a lot of movies. I I watch most of the Marvel Endgame, but I watch Star Wars. I watch Lord of the Rings, but I haven't watched all of Star Wars. I didn't watch, what was it called, Star Trek. I didn't watch it, so I don't know the history of it, but I know it's pretty popular amongst a group of people. That people were really obsessed with it, and maybe are still really obsessed with it. I've never been obsessed with any of the franchise, to be honest. Superheroes are not my thing. I was born after that boom that people used to do comics, so I'm not into comics. I know there are young people that are into comics, but I mean the one in the 80s, 90s that were still really big comic fans. I was not born there, so I'm not sure. I'm not much into comics, so that's that. I used to like Power Rangers. I like them a lot, but I used to hide it from my family. For some reason, I was ashamed of it. But I maybe should have told them so I could get some toys of that, or maybe a sword or something like that. But I didn't, and they never knew. But I like them a lot. I don't know why. I was a kid. I don't know why. I was never into wrestling or anything like that. I like boxing, but I don't have the money to go to the fights, and sometimes they're really rigged. Maybe not in the sense that the fighter loses on purpose, but for example, they put a fighter that is going on a downtrend against someone that is going up, and you can see that even though the score seems really impressive on the boxer that is going on a downtrend, it might not be his best moment. So sometimes it's really hard to compare. Or he might be with an injury or something like that, right? But I like boxing. I believe it's a maybe in this sense I'm a man after all. It's I like fair fights and people doing a lot of effort for what they want, right? And I can respect them getting hurt for it. So yeah, I like boxing. I haven't been following it for many years, but I used to like to watch the fights between Pacquiao and Rafa Marquez, I believe. But it's been so long, I don't remember it that well anymore. I only remember the impressive knockout he got against Pacquiao, but also was kind of scary because I remember he went down to dodge, but the Marquez had an uppercut and he knocked him out. So I remember that. I remember. Well, I guess I like Pacquiao and Marquez because I'm not really a big follower of other boxers. So I guess it's fun. What else did I enjoy growing up? I don't remember actually what was my first anime. I used to enjoy a lot of anime, but I don't remember what was my first anime. I think it was Dragon Ball actually. Yeah, I met Dragon Ball through TV, and then I met. Was it Naruto? I was Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. Yeah, I watched those a lot. I got really obsessed with Naruto for a while. I used to think the Seven Swordsmen of the Mist look cool, but were not utilized in the story anime, so it was kind of disappointing. Also, I don't like Boruto. I don't really like it. I think what they should have done is many years after Naruto passed away, do another history with a new character because at that point everyone is power creep, right? Every single kid is born with a thousand power of the eyes and they can do a ton of stuff, and it's kind of not as fun as the first time as you watch it. Not really as impressive as with Naruto, because Naruto couldn't do a lot of stuff, but these guys can do a lot of stuff that Naruto did as an adult. So kinda, well, not an adult, a young man, but I don't know. I don't like it. I really don't like it. They should not have continued with that. They really should have started from scratch with another character. Also, the Bleach one. Bleach. Bleach had so much potential, but the problem is that it ended so suddenly. First, it was going kinda slow, then it suddenly picked up and ended suddenly. Also, the fact that the Byakugan thing, where only his head was left after they attacked him, and somehow he survived. It's really ridiculous because other people in the series die for less. So, what was the standard for living? So I don't know. That seems kind of bullshit, if you ask me. But yeah, I actually I like a lot of the way Bleach looks. The aesthetic of Tite is really good. His drawings are really good. He has a really, honestly, he makes things look really cool. I like how he draws. His writing is not that well, it's not bad, but I believe the thing he did with Dyson, that everything you did, I was part of my plan so I can have the ultimate rival and whatever, no? It's kinda dumb. It's really fucking dumb. Like, why would you do that? Didn't you have an objective of becoming God or something like that? Why would you do that? Why not just take the power from the existing things? I don't know. Also, for being someone so smart, he did something really dumb. And so, well, whatever, right? I believe also he tried to do his new history with witches, but it didn't take off. I'm not sure why. And now apparently he's going back to doing more Bleach. Also, I'm not sure what they're gonna do with Boruto. If they're gonna continue it. If he has good, how you call it, good retention with people. I'm not sure if it really does or if it doesn't, because it's younger generations, right? They don't know Naruto, they don't watch Naruto, so they might like Boruto a lot. But it's not my thing. Actually, I like a lot of Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann is one of my favorite animes I have watched. It was the first anime I watched with that the willpower and the drill that will pierce the heaven, right? I thought about it was really cool. I really like Kamina, even though he was kind of an idiot. I'm being honest. A lot of things shouldn't have happened the way they did, because it shouldn't have been like that. But at the same time, he was someone that was willing to die for what he believed in, so I respect him for that. But I watched Gurren Lagann and I like it a lot. One of my favorite animes of all time. I watch Soul Eater. I really like Maka and Soul and Black Star and I like Excalibur. I really like the thing that he was so annoying that even though he was overpowered, most people couldn't deal with him because he was so annoying. I really like that joke. It was funny to me. I didn't watch a lot of the what you call it, the squads, the Sentai things like I'm not sure if it's called like that, but I didn't watch a lot of that. I also didn't watch Gundam because it's such a huge series that it's hard to know even where you get in, right? And also, I'm not a big mecha fan. I also watch Attack on Titan, but not all the seasons, only the first one. They tell me it's really good, right? But I don't know. Watch the first season. I like it, but at the same time, I'm not sure. It was kind of weird. It gave me this weird feeling in the history. But I like the potato girl. Though I don't know if she survives or she dies. Most likely she dies because a lot of people die in that series. And I also like Mikasa a lot. I don't like Eren. I never like Eren. I don't really like Armin, but I don't hate him. But Eren, he didn't vibe with me. It's kind of annoying. So I didn't watch it because of Eren, honestly. Didn't continue to watch it. What else? I like Asumanga Daioh. It's some deep cut, I guess. But I like Asumanga Daioh. I also like Lucky Star. I actually like a lot the personality of Kanata from Lucky Star. And I also like the personality of the teacher of Asumanga Daioh. But I have forgotten her name. Wasana? I can't remember. It's been a long time. But I still like them a lot. The drunk teacher, I don't remember what her name was. Asumanga Daioh is the anime from the cat from the meme that says hello when they go to America. You don't know what it is. And Lucky Star is the girl with the blue hair that was an otaku. I really like her personality. Also watch other kinda animes like that. I can't remember the name of the animes right now. I watch also some time traveling animes. The one with the Tururu, I don't remember the name. What was the name? Oh, it's been a long time. That anime really, I don't know. I didn't like the main character of that anime, but the anime was not bad. Other anime that I really liked the main character was the Elfen Lied, where the girl that kills everything with invisible hands and the guy that forgives her for all the shit that she does. And I was thinking, no man, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't forgive her. What the fuck? Also, I like. I kinda like and don't like Mushoku Tensei. on the last animes. I the main character Rudius is not that bad. I met worse people in real life, and the cheating. I don't understand the people of the internet. Oh, how they can forgive more. Oh, they can put more weight on the cheating than on that. I mean, sure, cheating is traumatic, and I've been cheating on, right? To be honest, but how can you compare? Because one, you can recover from, or you can leave the person that did that to you. But the other, there's no going back. How can you compare? So, I don't know. Sometimes it's not so much the series, but the reaction of the fans that kind of annoy me. Because it's one thing is much more awful than the other, right? And besides, the usually the anime has a big problem that, well, to preface this, I read light novels. I sometimes read the manga, the light novels, and everything like that. And there's so much context missing from the anime. It's ridiculous. The amount of videos that he spends depressed, and the thing that the one that proposes the thing that they do with the Rodius and the blue haired girl is actually the elf girl, and that is a important moment for the history of the for the future of the history of that light novel or anime or manga or Mushoku Tensei. That's a very important point. And yeah, he's a flawed character, and I met worse people in real life, if I'm being honest. But I don't know. Like I said, most of the things that are annoying to me about the topic of cheating, for example, is that it's a waste of time for the people that is with you, right? Well, in the case if you are the one that cheats. So I don't like it. I don't like the concept of it. I'd rather tell you that I don't love you and break out with you even if it burns everything. I'm a Scotch type person. A Scotch earth type of person, which if I wanna end something, I'll end it. No matter who it burns, no matter if it burns me or you. But I won't fucking waste your time with me if I'm in love with someone else and whatever. I'll tell you, and that's it. And the if I fuck up, I'll tell you, and that's it. I never cheated, by the way, but I always thought I've been tempted before, but in my head it was never worth it because what do you want? An hour of I don't know, and then few months, years of maybe guilt, maybe hiding it, maybe other stuff. I don't know. I don't like the concept. Rather not waste the other person's time or my time. Because if you think about it, are you gonna marry the person that you're not respecting by cheating on them? Or you're just passing the time with them? Do you want to feel the loneliness, or do you want some kind of security or something like that, right? Have some pride. I always thought that if you want something for yourself, you have to get it for yourself. There's no point in taking it from someone else. But that's just me. Not everyone thinks like me. And maybe my way of thinking is wrong in many senses, right? but still, I don't like it. It's, yeah, I don't know. Mushoku Tensei is not a bad story, and Rudius is a flawed character. But I'd rather have a flawed character than a perfect character, you know? The cookie cutter characters that are more prevalent in anime that can do no bad, right? That are forever good and are forever helpful for others. When people are not like that, people will see for their own benefit because, after all, they're human. Some people will jump on the grenade and be heroes, right? But that's not the majority of people. Why would you assume that people that go and live a fantasy story will be good, right? So yeah, I think Rudius is a good character because he's flawed. But at the same time, I don't like Rudius. It might be contradictory to some people, but that's how it is. So yeah, I don't know. I watch most isekai actually. I watch a surprising amount of isekai. From the older ones I can remember, I watched Scaflón, but I can't remember a lot of it. It doesn't didn't stick too much in my head. I like Van. I like Hitomi. I can't remember her name. The I honestly didn't even hate the blonde guy or even the Sagato, the bad guy. I didn't really hate him. It was okay. I don't remember the full history. I don't know if I ended up watching it all because at that time I think I watched it on cable by sporadically. So that's why I don't remember the full story. But what I remember of the anime of that time is that they were so slow, man. I watched Cardcaptor Sakura, the old version. I tried watching it a bit because there was a new anime of Sakura Cardcaptor, and I wanted to remember what happened. But damn, it was so hard to watch it that I couldn't watch it, man. But I watched the new anime and it was okay. It was better paced, and also didn't have a lot to do with the old history, so I didn't really need to rewatch the old one. The same thing with Inuyasha. My sister used to like a lot of Inuyasha, so I watched Inuyasha, but it takes so long to tell the history that I don't know. Many anime of the past are like that, you know, that it takes years to tell a story that could be told in weeks. So, but they were designed for that, right? To last forever. Some light novels and novels are the same way. For example, the one that I read a ton, but I really got bored of it was the what do you call it? The Magical Index. I forget his name in Japanese. The one with Toma and Railgun. Toaru Majutsu no Index. Yeah, that one. I like a lot of the characters of that series. I like Mikasa. Misaka, I'm sorry, similar name, Misaka Mikoto. I like her a lot, but the problem I have with that history is that not only is it very long, it is also have too many characters, too many. At some point, there's just an army of girls that don't get used anymore, and I really wish they did use them more. Because what's the point of having such an amazing amount of characters and personalities that you're never gonna use again? I don't like that. And Misaka Mikoto really got used a lot because she was really popular. Same with I think she was top girl for a long time. I don't remember. Suzumiya Haruhi was also the most popular girl in anime for a while. But I think something happened with Haya Hinano. The Yeah, I don't remember what happened with her, but something happened with her. And I don't know if it was for that, but Haruhi never really came back. It came back in the movie, but it was not the same. Maybe it was the screw up with the second season where the Eternal Summer they kind of fuck it up. They dedicated too much time to it, but it was not really that important. So I don't know. Back to Toaru, I really like Toaru, but like I said, many of the characters don't get used anymore. My favorite always was the. I really like Misaka, but I also like the sword girl. I don't remember her name. And the last time I read about it, it was when Toma kinda loses the control of his hand and disappears for a while. But at that point, I was kinda done with it, kinda bored with it. Other history that I actually read but didn't read completely was Zero no Tsukaima, but the author died before completing all the history, and that's really sad. But had someone else complete the books, but I haven't read them. I've been meaning to, but I haven't read all the books, so I have to read them from the beginning. And I haven't been in the mood of reading a long history like that. The last long history I read was the one with the Wheel of Time. I don't know if you guys know. This is not a manga or an anime, but the Wheel of Time is really good. I believe it's by Robert Jordan, but don't quote me on that. It's been so long I don't remember. I really like the history, but I hated what they did with it in the. It was an Amazon adaptation. I don't remember what the adaptation was, but I hated it because many of the things that happen in that adaptation don't really happen in the history and kind of fuck up a lot of the things that will happen later. Because Randall Thor and Eugene and I don't know if that's how you say it in English. I'm sorry. They don't really have a relationship like that, but they do in the series, and they do it like that because it's more interesting for them, even though it doesn't really make that much sense. So I don't like how people adapt histories into series, right? Because they have to cut a lot of context and sometimes butcher the history in order to create more impact, right? But it doesn't really create more impacts, it just makes them look like assholes. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I don't like that. It's kind of annoying. I used to. I mean, the first. this name? I can't remember the name. I don't know the name in English or in Japanese, but uh, here in Latin America we call it Las Guerreras Mágicas. I remember that was one of the first animes that I watched, but I didn't watch a lot of it. So it's one of the first isekai I watched. I know it's not popular to call old animes isekai, but they are isekai basically. Escaflowne is an isekai, and that one is also an isekai. I watched Pokemon now that I think about it, but I only watched the first season or two. I only watched up until Kyoto region. Yeah, I don't remember. I've never been such a big fan of Pokemon, but when it was airing for the first time, I watched it. Well, no, I don't know if it's the first time airing, but I watched it when I was a kid. So yeah, I played all Pokemon games, but not when they came out later. And I didn't play the newest ones. I believe I only played the first game, the Pokemon, I believe it's Yellow. The one in black and white before the first three. I played also the Fire Red and all those games. But I didn't play the newer versions. Maybe I didn't want to learn all the game the names. Might sound kinda dumb, but it's kinda, I don't know, it's for me it's kinda useless information. Because if you think about it, you think about the old for example the old earth Pokemons or grass Pokemons. And they're at the same with gacha, they're just gonna power creep them with something that it's 10 times cooler, right? And at some point they're gonna run out of designs and start redoing the old ones into newer forms. I don't know. The other day I was talking about power, right? I remember that people were saying that it's Pokemon with guns, right? But the first Pokemon with guns actually is Digimon. No? It's literally Pokemon with guns. And they also, I think, I'm not sure if they. No, no, no. In Digimon, they grow the meat, right? There are meat farms, I think. I didn't watch the series, but I played one of the games where they have the meat farm. It's kind of interesting concept. I guess they're that data, so it's not that bad. But it's, I mean, it's possible, right? You can grow meat effectively in petri dishes with the correct setup, but it's way more expensive than actually growing a cow. So it's not worth it. Well, at least not with their level of technology. So I always find it funny that people forget about Digimon. Well, maybe Digimon fans don't find it funny. I'm sorry, Digimon fans. Haven't watched Digimon. And Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember the first chapters of Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! For some reason lent his Exodia to Weevil and Weevil threw it into the ocean. That's really fucking dumb, but whatever. Also remember how Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually was not meant to be a card game. It was meant to be a multitude of games, but the card game stuck, so they become a really strange card game with rules that changed a lot over the years. So yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Some of those things are really funny to me. I actually watch a lot of anime in my life. If I think about it, I really like anime and the way Japanese told histories because for me it was really different. I got told a few stories from books and all that, but all fairy tales were kind of scary. If I'm being honest, I don't know if you guys experience it, but it was always the kind of story where people will die, people will be turned into donkeys and be enslaved and sold and stuff like that, or the wolf will eat the girl and the granny will die, right? And the girl will be taken out of the guts of the wolf. Something like that. That's more gruesome, more meant to scare kids more than anything. So I really like the way anime told history because a lot of the things I got to know were, for example, mythology. That in my case, it's this this figure sacrificed himself to become a god and all of that. No, that also is present on the Japanese way of speaking, telling things. I'm sorry, but the Japanese have a funny way of telling it. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but they sometimes they change the sex of their historic figures. They make them cute girls. They make them really dumb, even though they were really fucking smart, or at least really cunning. Some of the historic figures are straight up assholes that got to power because they were assholes. So, but somehow they are cute anime girls, and the Japanese way of telling things. So I found it really funny. I don't know how to tell you exactly why, but that level of somehow the respect of the historical figures, I found it funny, and at the same time, it's not like they just did it with the figures of outsiders, no outside cultures. No, they did it with their own figures. So I guess it's fair game for everyone. I've read some, watched and read some Chinese stories. Obviously translated. I cannot speak a word of Chinese, and Chinese people are honestly really proud of their history because a lot of their histories are in a setup where they leave the all the eras of the eras. I'm not sure if it's that word, but all times the different dynasties of their culture and the way they portray themselves, the way they were smarter than other people, and all that stuff, all their pride, right? But they also like the really dramatic and sometimes really fucked up ending. So I don't go too much into Chinese history and media because of that. Not like Japanese don't have that. Japanese do have that, but I don't know. Sometimes a history tale that's going really that is really funny and dumb and lighthearted in the Chinese suddenly takes a dark turn, and you are there kind of shocked, and it ends up with people in really bad states. So I don't know. I've been traumatized by Chinese stories. I don't really like that much of them because of that. But some of them are really good, actually. Some of them are really engaging and entertaining, and I like them until the ending. And I didn't like the ending. So I don't know. I've read some manga, but I don't find it that. I read Solo Leveling, and I got bored after a while because it was one thing, just keep escalating the same thing, right? That history only has one main character and everyone else is non important. So it's whatever for me. I got bored of it after a while. The Tower of I don't remember the name even. It's not my type of history also. Some I don't know what is with the manga. I believe it's Korean. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I don't know exactly from where is manga. But I rather watch some how you call it, the dramas they do, the doramas and stuff like that. I rather watch that than manga. So the the Koreans seem really like a cold society, and I mean this in the most respectful way I can. It seems like it's a lot about corporations and image, and I don't know. A lot of it seems really cold, but it's because I'm from a culture that it's really fond of family and friendship, and we're not that dominated by the corporations to the level of the Koreans. So it's different for us, and the people in my country are warm. It's probably safer to be in Korea, to be honest. The crime rate in my country is high, but at the same time, there's good and bad in everything, right? So I don't know. I think, for example, the way people marry in Korea, no? This is an example of what I mean. I'm not saying that people in Korea are cold. I'm saying that it's so weird for me, their culture. Because, for example, if you see the weddings here, we will party all day, all night. Sometimes in some places of my country, we will party for a month straight. And I'm not even joking, because it's a celebration, because we're happy for the people that get married, because it's great, right? So to see the fact that, for example, Koreans go to a party, right, and they just go in for 1 2 hours and they give money to the bride and the groom and they leave, and that's that. That seems so weird to me. That's it. So where's the celebration, right? The fact that, for example, I believe that even if someone dear to you dies, only if you it's on the father side, they give you a day off or some time off. It seems so cold to me. And this is not on the Korean side, but on the corporation side and everything like that. So I think that's fucked up, man. At least give them a few days to come on the death and come back, right? Also, the family in my culture is very important. Not just the closest of the people to you, but also your aunt, your uncles, your grandfather, your grandmother, your grandmother, everything that's alive and well, you care about them, right? But in Korea seems to be more of a in Korea and Asia, not only in Korea. Seem more like you care about a few people in your family, sometimes not even. So I don't know. It's kind of a culture shock to me, and it's one of those things I really don't like because man, people should be. I know money is important. Money is important to me and to anyone, right? But there's more in life than money. There's more in life than having a Gucci bag or whatever the fuck you want, no? Or pretending you have money. So I don't like that. Also, what you get from that? You get a few moments of pride of feeling great, and after all that, you go back to your house alone. Is it that really worth it? I don't know. Maybe it's because too. It's the idea that there's not much space in those countries, right? In Japan and Korea, and having a kid, having a home, having a pet, it's expensive and it can be troublesome, right? So, for example, the reason I don't have kids is the same reason probably the Koreans don't have kids. It's really hard to have a kid, and these times it's really hard to maintain them. But it's not like it wasn't hard before, right? It was really hard because always, if you think about it, right? It was hard for our parents, for our grandparents, and even though that happened, they had 10, 20 kids, right? So it's maybe a mentality, maybe the repeating of the ideas they give us. Also, I'm not gonna say life is easier because it's hard in a different way. For example, when my parents were young, they could go to a place and ask for a job, and they will teach them. When basically we go ask for a job, it's you have 10 years in experience. Basically, you present your how do you call it, your letter of resignation before you even are hired, so that they can dump you at any time. So that's fucked up, but that's how it is now, right? At the same time, in the old times, for example, they didn't have unions. They could fucking die in the job, and many times you wouldn't get anything by it, right? So it's hard in a different way. So I don't know. Maybe we're too many humans, but at the same time, I don't know. There's a lot of places that don't have humans, and for example, the west of the United States, right? The West Coast. There are places with lots of land and not that many humans. At the same time, some places of the United States, like California, are really filled with people, right? the Midwest, I believe it was, that it's empty. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm not from the United States, so I'm not sure. But it's the same in my country. There are some places that are quite empty, but the places that are full are really full of people. I believe Japan has more people than our city, but a few years ago, our city had more people than the Japanese city, than Tokyo, maybe. I don't remember, but I mean, I don't say this as a competition. It's just because I know I live in a crowded city, and I understand the Japanese when they say there's not much space in their where they are. But I'm sure even in Japan, there's places where there's abandoned houses and towns, right? So it's kind of hard to tell if it's really a problem if there's too much people, or it's just a mindset, uh, idea that's been told to us. One thing is true. I'm also worried about many things. If I have a kid, how am I gonna pay for its education, right? How am I gonna feed him? What happens if he wants to go to study somewhere really expensive? How am I gonna pay for it? So these worries are not only to me, are general to people of this world, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. There's a saying that goes in my country that where it where one eats, two eat, where two eats, four eat, and so as so and so on. So basically, people would share the few things that they have, even if they don't have much, with the people they love, right? And that's a thing that it's not that prevalent anymore. But for example, there's a lot of homeless people in the United States, right? But people. How do I put it? You can still see that the United States wastes a lot of food, for example, right? Sometimes people have a rough time, or for some reason they get in debt, or sometimes even the house burned down or something like that, and they see no way out, right? But I sometimes think it's not a problem with the people, it's the problem with the people in charge. Because, for example, in the United States, right? How much money leaves your country to fight on other people ground, right? To be the police of the world. And in those places, they really don't appreciate that because they don't want that, and I can understand them. People have to deal with their own problems, and many of the times the US intervenes is not with good intentions. But it's also sad for your own people, because if you think about it, how much of that money could have helped those people in need? How much of that could have gone to improve your medical system or your police system or your politics system, even if the education system, even if you believe there's no other way of doing things, how can the world do healthcare without putting their people on permanent debt and the States can't? It's because of the corruption and because people let it be like that, because someone is benefiting from the money, and it's obviously not the people that go to the hospital. So I don't know. Maybe it's a problem with the people in charge, but I don't have a solution because whatever you choose, I don't think it's gonna improve. And it's the same for the people in my country, honestly. Some people might have good intentions when they get to power, right? But they soon are tied up in the things of the other people that play in the power game, that have power in money, power in influence, power in arms, power in many things, right? And the idealistic things they promise when they are in campaign never do it because either they can't or they are bought by the promise of something by the other people in power, right? Like they say, you might have something you want or something you don't want to lose, but everyone has a price. So yeah. And then I don't know. The world is a complex place, and I don't have solutions for the problems of the people. Or maybe I'll get it to 50k before I. Maybe this will be the last video I'll do on this game. Because I don't see much point in getting to the higher level. Still, I'm on the fence of how much I want to play this game. I thought it would be harder to get to this point. But once you get a good enough strategy, you can do this pretty easily. But well, I guess I can be excited about some stuff. Not everything is bad, right? Even if I said what I said about Korea, I really think that they have really good things in there. Also, I can see why you are the way you are. The strong father figure, it's also relevant in my country. It also happens that the father imposes the rules and such. It's also relevant like that. I understand that. I really do. And I really can sympathize with the feeling of wanting to have a someone you love and want, and even you get married to, right? Or having that history of you climbing up the corporate ladder, or having, I don't know, that revenge against that shitty boss that wasn't fair with you, right? I can understand that. So maybe we're not that different after all. But I was born in a much more poor country than you. So maybe I'll never experience the same thing as you. But at the same time, for example, fruit is a commodity in your country, but it's not in mine. It's something common for every day. And I think about that. And I wonder what's worth more, the technology, the advancement, or the simple things. And I can tell what's better. So yeah, I don't know. I wonder if I ever live out of my country, where will I live? And I don't know. The ones that really have it hard is the from the United States, because I couldn't believe when I heard it that they tax you even if you are outside your country. That's messed up, man. That's really messed up. From that point onwards, I was glad I was not born in the United States, because between that, the cost of education, the cost of medicine, and all that, it seems really hard to have a good life. And also, well, I will say violence in my country, but there's also a lot of violence in the United States. So yeah. Also, I wonder how the future will turn out, because with the problem with the production of microchips and all that, I wonder who will be the next nation to rise to have that technology. Because with the AI and all that things, AI might not take our jobs now, but nonetheless, I think they will eventually will. So production will be quicker, and things may be even cheaper. I don't know, and more powerful. But at the same time, how the hell are we gonna balance that with having people needing a job and jobs being taken by the technology? Because I know, well, things may seem bad now, but if AI takes off, it will be way worse when it takes off. No, I didn't open the shop. So I've heard this theory that eventually the internet will be mostly populated by bots. And at first, it was such a ridiculous theory, I thought, but if you think about it, how many comments in Twitter are bots? On YouTube, even a videos with no views like mine, you eventually have bots in the comments. So how many of those are paid by 30 or 100 bucks or someone trying to spam something on as many places they can, right? You've seen the bots, right, on the popular YouTube channel. They wanna do rage bait or rage engagement, or sometimes I don't even understand why, but there are some bots that want you to follow or subscribe a certain channel, but they don't even have videos, and they never have videos. So I don't see quite the point in that. So I wonder with the AI that sometimes people cannot even tell when they are talking to an AI, right? I don't know if you've seen the videos where people are talking to customer service that it's AI and they don't recognize it's an AI. It's scary, man. How many automated scams can you make, right? How many automated spam calls? How many automated things can you make with that? And how many mistakes will be made with it? I don't want to have a doctor be an AI. I don't want that. I don't want a lawyer to be an AI. And even now with ChatGPT, apparently some lawyers have been using it to use it to help them do the defense of their clients, which is scary. I grew up without internet, so I used to have to go to the shop to buy some things so I can do my homework and even go to the library and or resources like that, right? That were cheap or free. So I don't know how it will be now that you can have ChatGPT write you an essay, right? On anything, any subject, whatever you want in seconds. And as much as people don't want to admit it, kids are really smart with that. They will soon learn how to fool even teachers. If you give the right instruction to the AI, it will write different from an AI. Just look at even Neurosama, right? It's trained on the data of Twitch, and sometimes she says things that are much like the people spam on the channel, or even the content creators do. Sometimes she's witty, more witty than a content creator. So it's kinda scary, right? When the technology advances enough, we'll be able to differentiate between real humans and AIs. So that's why I've been thinking about that theory, right? The dead internet theory, that eventually most of the internet will be bots talking to bots. And I don't know. I wonder when we'll get to a level of technology where the AI is not longer an when it's really a true intelligence, right? Uh, what was the name? The general intelligence, something like that, right? And I even wonder if will we ever be able to create something that is smarter than humans? Because the ceiling is us, right? We don't know anything smarter than us. So how will we go beyond the intelligence of a human? That's the things that actually make me wonder where is the future of this technology? Because right now, I think the only thing they can do, since they pretty much farm all the information they could, is use prompts or results from the same AI to feed it results. But that is kind of bad because pretty much the mistakes that were small are now huge and grow a lot more each day. So I think that's a bad approach. But that's what they're doing. For example, I personally wouldn't trust what the AI says you in Google or whatever search engine you're using, and eventually you won't be able to trust even the videos of the. So before it was proof, right? Written proof, photos or stuff like that. Then it became video proof, right? And in the future, what will be the proof that you will accept? Because video will be able to be fabricated, right? And written proof, audio, pictures, everything can be created with an AI. And if you see the spaghetti meme from Will Smith from a year ago to now, the AI has advanced so much, it's scary. Really fucking scary. Soon you'll have the perpetual content creators that are AI. After all, is there truly that much ways of creating content? For example, humor, right? You can have dark humor, like dark jokes. You can like, I don't know, very light humor, puns and stuff like that, right? You can like sophisticated humor. For example, jokes about a theme that is really in depth, right? For example, I don't know, opera and the things around that. You can make a joke about all the people that sleep and why they sleep and how they sleep and even the pieces of music that are designated to scare the people that are sleeping, right? That's a more in-depth joke about some sophisticated theme, right? But AI can replicate that. You see the music being created by AI, right? You see that, for example, a lot of the tunes that they use to create music, they reuse it to create music for future generations, and that was humans, not even AI. So it's scary. How can the old songs sound so similar to the new songs? You realize that we humans sometimes are really not that creative with the stuff we use. So why can't an AI do it? That is scary. By the time they create the wife artificial intelligence robots that can perfectly imitate a perfect human, we're doomed, man. Girls will have their perfect prince that never does anything bad to them and protects them and do whatever they want, right? And boys will have the perfect woman that supports them and I don't know, fulfills their emotional and physical needs, right? At that point, will people even try to have normal relationships? I think about the guy that married Hatsune Miku, right? How he had a rough time in his life, and even though people mocked him, he was happy with what he was doing, right? So, if he can exist, why is it so far fetched to think that not more humans like him will become more common? It's a fascinating subject. After all, we are always searching for a perfect standard in human to be our partner, right? Male and woman, male and female. They always want something so special, so unique, right? But of those things are very little amount of people, right? And they always end up settling for something that is not that bad, right? So when will the standards get so high that people will just stay up single? They will have two cats, one dog, and a house, right? Maybe, maybe an apartment, maybe not even that, right? Well, I don't know. Well, I'm about to end the game. I think I'll leave it on day 41. I'll even turn on the lights early on. I have not gotten any more ghost cards. And I didn't even get someone that something expensive. I just got the cheapest ghost cards. Now I don't think really need them, considering the amount of money I have. So I guess it's fine. Man, I'm getting sick. My throat hurts. Actually, I'm curious about many things. I want to taste the food of the world. A place I never thought I'd think about a lot is Indonesia, but lately I've been thinking about it because for whole life I've seen some of the girls and they actually seem really funny. Some of them are full of energy and the humor they have actually is kind of similar to the humor we have here in Latin America. So I don't know. Not that I am a perfect example of the humor of Latin America because I'm not funny, but I think about it. The inventos, the a little bit of spicy jokes, if you can call them like that. But I cannot understand the Bahasa is the name of the language they speak in Indonesia. I don't know. Oh, I'll buy some boxes. I'm almost at my goal of 50,000, so I'll buy 6 boxes. Yeah, this was a good game to play. It was interesting. It's been a long time since I played a simulation game like this. So yeah, it was fun. But I don't think I has too much replayability for me because I pretty much achieved what I wanted. At this point, the only thing I have to do is keep upgrading the store and maybe purchasing the thing that gives me more money that per item. So follow the same strategy. But that's pretty much it, right? Also, the ghost cards is just pure luck, man. It's literally pure luck. And probably they don't even make that much money compared to doing a system like this. But a system like this is not that entertaining, so probably it's better to play it like normal, having multiple stock and many items. To prevent this system, they should implement the NPCs to the rating actually to go down the amount of people that come into the store based on the dislikes of the people and also on sort of system of exhaustion of an item. Because even though I flooded the market with the product, I don't really think its price has been affected that much. Let me check that out. Just a second when I finish opening this pack. Man, my throat hurts. I've been speaking for a few hours now. Here it is. Okay, it's even gotten more expensive. No, it really hasn't been affected that much. It's a little below that price, but I can still sell it by 35. This is almost the same price. This has gone really down even though I never used it. This is spread out below the price. So yeah, this system should really take into consideration how much items I actually use or sold of one type to calculate the price in order to prevent a system like this. And even if they do that, it probably wouldn't matter that much because you just change the item. So maybe a system that is based on the variety of items you get. So yeah, I'll open the last box of cards, then I'll put the most expensive cards on display, and I'll see which one was the more expensive card I got. I wonder if there's an upper limit on money. I guess there is, because, well, maybe. So, 50k, huh? 50k for 40 days is not bad. But they have Super Amazon in this place. People don't get tired of the product, and also these employees work like literally bots. So kinda hard to replicate this in real life. Okay. This was the last box. I'll still have plenty of stock. No more boxes outside. I still keep him as an employee to the very end. Both of them. Never had to fire them. Not bad. I could even hire Clark Cash. Okay. But there's no point. This guy is a little slow but still can keep up. let's see. No more ghost cards. So I have 67,000 in worth of cards. My more expensive card was this one, Clousy Fear, with 4444403. Mamo 3, which I have to for some reason. And the other one was the ones that I already sold, the 3K one and the 1.7 something K I sold at the beginning. Let's put the two expensive ones there. Yay! 51K. Come on, and level 27. I could really expand the shop more, but is there a point? So this was the TCG card game. TCG card card game, card shop simulator. I hope you enjoyed. I honestly had a fun time with this game, but I won't be playing it anymore. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Let's see the last numbers. I earned 7K today and 5K in total. Just 7K in item. 71 bought items and 57 dissatisfied customer. It was not bad. These guys arrived really early. This guy and that guy. And the other one, I don't know where it is. This stinky man also arrives early. So yeah. I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.